Well, welcome to the second edition of A Million Stories. I'm sitting here with Audrey outside her little French pâtissière. Hi, Audrey.
Hello.
I met Audrey a couple of months ago, actually. I came into the shop and, I was just really taken by her little pâtissière inside. You'll see later on. It's really authentic and beautiful and so cute. And that's what this is all about, is we're meeting people who are living out their dreams and we want to hear their story. So I'm going to begin by asking, you're from France. Yeah. Where are you from in France?
I was born in Paris and then I grew up next to Paris, actually in a small city called Chartres.
Chartres.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long ago did you move to Amsterdam?
2 years ago now.
And how long has the Little Patisserie been running for?
Since 6 months. Yeah.
So when I came in before, I asked you, I said to you, what brought you to Amsterdam? Like, why would you start a little patisserie in Amsterdam when you're from France, or Paris is just on your doorstep, one of the most beautiful cities in the world? Why would you come to Amsterdam?
Well, I lived abroad for a long time. I lived in Spain, I lived in Australia, in New Zealand, and I got offered a job here in Amsterdam. So I was just living in Paris then at the time. And I just thought, yeah, why not? Why not Amsterdam? It's just actually very close to Paris, only 3 hours 20 with a tally. So it's really easy to come compared to Australia, which is like super far away. Here was like, only 3 hours and like very different from Paris too. So I loved it.
And were you working in a bakery when you came here? What job were you involved with?
Yeah, I was working in a bakery, and I was also working in a bakery in France, and for a year. And before, I was doing a complete different job in marketing in movie. And at some point, I was not wanting to work into an office anymore. I just wanted to create my own company. So I decided to quit my job and to do this move to actually train to be a patisserie chef.
And why a patisserie? Okay, that might sound strange. Why a patisserie chef to a French woman? But why patisserie?
Yeah, I always loved making cakes, and I love to go to patisserie, and it's all this environment. It's all like always you have your eyes like sparkling when you enter in a patisserie. So I just wanted to, it was a dream. It was just a dream. Yeah.
And so, because that's what we're talking about, is a dream. So was that from a little girl, or at what stage did you realize, I want to have, or did you know that you wanted to have your own little bakery?
I always wanted to have my own shop, and I always wanted to actually have my own little shop, but I wanted it to be small. That's why I also call it like my little. So I want it to be small so I can actually see it. And I don't know when it actually really came in. It's just, it was in my mind, and at some point I was always thinking about it, about creating it, and at some point I actually had to make it.
Yeah.
So it just came like this. I had to make it, and it just happened.
And that's quite an important thing that you just said. At a certain moment, that you actually just need to take that step, because
it's growing in your mind for a lot of time. It's just growing bit by bit in your mind. At some point, it's just happening. Yeah.
And when you say it, it sounds so easy. Like at some point, I knew I needed to take the step, so I took the step. But it's not easy to take that step. First of all, you need money to open up a shop. Loads of brilliant, talented chefs or bakers are based from home, but they can't seem to take it to that next level.
I can imagine, because it is a huge risk. I mean, you're just investing money and you don't know when you're going to get this money back. So it's a risk. But after, you have to calculate the risk. You have to really believe in your project. And you really want to share your dream with the rest of the people. So actually more people are coming into the shop and enjoying the patisserie. That's the most important thing.
And as a little entrepreneur, because that's what you are, sometimes things can also get really hard. Sometimes running a company is not easy. You're not just doing the baking, you're also doing the finance. Everything, and exactly. So if you were to be giving someone an advice on running a company as well as being the creative person behind it? What would you say?
Believe in it. Yeah, just believe in it. I think the most important thing is really to believe in of the thing happening. You have to believe in it so much, because everyone is going to tell you, everyone is going to give you advice about everything, but you just have to have your own idea of what you want and listen to advice, but you don't have to get all of the advice, because some advice are not what you want actually. So you just have to believe in it. I think that's the most important thing. Just
And how did you get the finances to open this?
By bank. It's parts of my own money and part of the bank. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So, you also you were working in a bakery before that.
Yeah.
So you already had the experience. So when you went to the bank, you could go to the bank and say, listen, I've got the experience. I also have so much money.
Yeah. And it's a long process, because they have to look at the dossier and look at the figures, which is for them the most important thing. And it was like the first thing I was proud of is let the bank say yes. So meaning, okay, if the bank say yes, they want to give me money, then it's all fine.
And tell me, when you walk into your little shop in the morning, has it dawned on you that you have your little dream project? It's here.
Not every day. It's just for 1 second during the day. Maybe I can think about it, and it's here. It happened, and I'm happy about it. But it's just like 1 little second, and then it's just busy working again.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So maybe that's what needs to happen. You need to also you have to realize what you've.
Yeah. Well, it has been only 6 months, so I'm just like. Not realizing yet, but it's a lot of work, so you don't really have time to think about everything else. Yeah.
And were you doing everything on your own when you first started?
No, I always had Jitske working with me all the time, so I already had one person working with me, and I just hired a pâtissier, so we're a little team of 3 people now.
And you're going to keep it small?
Yes.
There was hesitation there.
No, yes, yeah. I don't want it to be bigger than what it is now. I want to have small is good. Yeah.
That's nice, because we often, when we're starting a company or when we have a vision of a company, you have this natural, as a human being, this natural instinct to want more, to want to grow, to get bigger. Already someone would say, oh, why don't you open a little bakery in
somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for you want to keep it as one little bakery?
Yeah, for now, completely, yes. I don't want to open another one, or not yet. I don't know, actually. It's a bit blurry now.
Yeah. It's only been 6 months.
Yeah.
So tell me, you have, which we're going to see later on in the show, you have just a few little selections of pastries. How did you go about choosing those particular pastries? Was there a reason that you selected? I mean, they're quite unique little tarts.
They are very French. It's really French products. Like the eclair is like actually one of the most wanted thing in France. Like in the patisserie,
Really? Yeah.
So like French people really love eclair. And also choux is more something I really like to make, actually, because I like the shape of it and I like how you can make it inside. And I just choose like products that I like to make, actually. That I like to do, I like to make, and I like to eat. So, yeah.
And that's actually what it should be about. If you do something you love, just stick with what you enjoy. Don't, like you said, believe in your product. Don't go and try and do what you think the market wants.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess also with patisserie it's a bit difficult, not difficult, but it's a bit of a challenge in Netherlands, because Dutch people are not completely used to patisserie like they are in France or maybe in Italy. They are more buying cakes for birthday only or for parties only. And whereas in France we only buy cakes for no reason. Every French people will go in a patisserie like every week.
Just because it's Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Just because you want a cake. And here it's more like you need a good reason to buy a cake. So I think it's one of the biggest challenge here is actually to get Dutch people and to actually buy cakes just because it's actually, you feel good about it, because it's good to have a little reward every day.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is lovely. And that the funny thing is, and then when you go to France, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You go and buy croissants, or you go and buy little tarts, just because you want to taste the flavor of France. But then when you come back home, So, well, we're going to see inside later on. I think that, we were saying maybe you'll show me how to make something, or go through the process of making something that you have in your shop. I think we're going to leave it there. It's been so nice to talk to you. Thank you for sharing your little life story with us.
Merci.